Hey LinkedIn, had a call today, and it's been coming up a lot. We've been talking about things like thought leadership and just around content strategy, and just getting yourself out there and influence. And you know what a key role that is. I was mentioning on one of the calls how I read the Bob Iger book, and I love Bob Iger. He's the current CEO of Disney right now, and had been for a while. And this is a great book, by the way. If you haven't read it, it's called The Ride of a Lifetime. Check that one out. That's a great book. And I watched the masterclass, and I'm a big proponent of masterclass. I've been kind of pitching customers on building a masterclass, in fact, and how to incorporate that into a strategy, because having an educated buyer is hard to beat. And the power of influence can almost not be understated. When you really think about influence, like you watch a movie and perhaps you're more attracted to an actor or actress and someone, or even in the business world, there's somebody who's a celebrity to you or an influence, and it does kind of sway you to some degree, and in order to get there, you do need to have content. You need to be putting content out there, and it's honestly much larger than any of us really estimate, myself included. It takes a lot. It takes more than you think, but as you do it, it pays off. You are influencing people. People are listening. People are paying attention, and so I can't underscore that enough, of just like making sure that you have a consistent content play on things like LinkedIn, on YouTube, and really having a presence everywhere where your audience is. When you think about your audience, who are they, where are they, and making sure that you're staying in front of them. The other thing is, obviously, AI has been constantly, there's a lot of hubbub around AI, and I think it's gonna blend into our productivity, blend into our life. Microsoft 365 and tools. I saw today that Expedia is incorporating into how people are traveling, make it easier to book travel. I honestly think it's going to be sort of commoditized into a lot of these different platforms and tools. But straight up from a creative standpoint, I actually think it's a real opportunity, because I think there's going to be a lot of what I would call Me Too content, just kind of like copycat content. Even the thing of people saying, oh, you're not going to be replaced by AI. You're going to be replaced by someone with AI. It's like the unoriginality of just that line alone. Unfortunately or fortunate, I don't know. There's a lot of sort of copycats out there. There's a lot of people just kind of parroting the same stuff. And when it comes to marketing genius, you'll notice that it's always original content. It's stuff you haven't seen before. It's an authentic message. It's something, different. Something that can't be ripped off, can't be replicated, and it could be your authentic voice. It could be your authentic stories. It could be things that just can't be sort of, redone by anyone else, right? So when you're sharing content, when you're writing content, you can create stories that are authentic to you, your brand, your values, whatever it is, and things that really resonate with your audience. And I think that the more that happens, the more it forces creativity, because there's going to be a lot of that sort of noise content. You can focus a little bit more on the signal and build that tribe, build that audience, and I think it's actually an opportunity to do some of the best creative work you can do, and sort of build these communities that end up following your voice or following your message. And I think that could be really, really powerful, which all dovetails back to influence. So when you're looking at creating content, you want to take your brand in mind, and perhaps your personal brand, but also the company brand, and think about what can you be doing to sort of get attention and get in front of your audience, and be authentic to your values and what you stand for. Stay consistent, stay frequent, and use it as a vehicle to influence. And I think that if you stay the course on that, that's going to be a really, really powerful play. And a lot of companies can do a lot more of that. And we have a sister company called Content One, and that company deals with SMB companies. And with Richter, for example, every company we deal with is basically a household name. People know who they are, and they've put a lot of emphasis into their brand and attention to get there. But when you look at Content One, 9 times out of 10, nobody's ever heard of them. And that's one of the biggest problems, is obscurity. And you can overcome that just with sheer sort of content and attention and things that support the brand to lift it up. Objective one is like, people have got to know you. and you've got to drive that home. And even for big companies, you can't get stagnant. You got to stay relevant. So you got to stay in front of people, in front of your audience at all times. So just want to rant on that for a little bit. Any thoughts, leave it below.